Muzzamil, it's not Muzzamil, it's Muzzamil. If you see, Zai is there and Shadda will be there. So how we going to pronounce it? We're going to emphasis, right? Muzzamil. And pronouncing also so important, because in today's chapter, we're going to cover so many things about, how the tajweed and how the recitation should be. So let's start with the dua. Nahmaduhu nusalli ala rasulihil kareem, amma ba'd. Fa'auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri. Wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Amin. So here we have to see the background of the chapter. Every surah, it will be written Makki or Madani, isn't it? So you might be wondering what does it mean, Makki and Madani. Everybody knows. Just a quick reminder for everyone, like Makki will be before Hijrah, before moving to Medina. And Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was there in Makkah for 13 years, 1-3. And in Makki and Madani surah, there is a difference, if you notice that. Madani surahs will be longer, okay? Like Suratul Baqarah, Suratul Ali Imran, isn't it? They are longer. But when we see Makki surah, they are shorter, but as well as one more thing. Not only short, but focus on Islamic monotheism, oneness of Allah. So here, today's surah, there are 2 rukus in that. The first part, it says early part of the Makkan period. And the second half is the later part of the Madani. So there is a difference of opinion. And in first ruku, it's almost 19 ayahs are there. But in second ruku, ayah 20, only just one ayah is there. But it's a longer ayah. Okay. So here, talking about Surah Muzzamil, the whole juz 29, the topic of juz 29 is Dawat ilallah, calling people towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All are calling towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is called da'i. In Arabic, that word is da'i. Means you are religiously, you have that much knowledge and you are conveying the message. Okay? Don't think, oh, I don't have knowledge. We do. Don't we know Suratul Fatiha? Don't we know the meaning of it? Isn't it? We know, everybody, right? When somebody asks about, oh, what is the first chapter of the Quran? Do we know? Yes, of course. Do we know the last surahs of the Quran? Suratul Ikhlas, Nas. Everybody knows, isn't it? Also the meaning, and I'm pretty sure also the tafsir. So we all are da'i. We know, but we have to learn thorough knowledge and how to convey it. Okay? There are techniques and tools. It's a vast subject, learning. So this, when we're talking about Dawat ilallah, calling towards Allah, and what is the weapon of the da'i? What weapon we have? We have strong connection with Allah. Isn't it? If we don't have that strong connection, are we able to do it? No, we can't. So here, we should have tawakkul. Tawakkul means have complete trust on Allah. Okay? One is like, you are shaky. One is like complete. Like I can give you example of, we believe in unseen. Isn't it? We all do. That is our part of our religion. So we all do with the conviction. Isn't it? So that's how. With ibadah, command to worship Allah. Also here you will see voluntarily prayer. That is called tahajjud prayer. And here Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has been called, okay, do the tahajjud prayer voluntarily. And here communication with Allah through salah and dua and recitation of the Quran. We will cover all these things in this chapter. So here inner strength, for inner strength, we have to have that strength, then only we can face the problems. Da'i has to face a lot of problems. Conveying the message is not easy. Look at Nuh al-Islam. He did 950 years, but only few of them. If you take out the average mathematically, like 1 in 15 years, only 80 of them they believe in 950. So just imagine 15 years, one person converted. So we have that motivation, like Allah presented such examples in the Quran. And also here we see Pharaoh will be mentioned in the surah. So just to strengthen the inner soul of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Why is it so? Because when Pharaoh was there, Musa Alayhi Salam was sent to the people. How it was the hardship that time. Same thing, the people of Makkah, they were troubling Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So to strengthen his heart. And also, not only worship, here ask Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to worship, and this was mandatory on Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam about tahajjud prayer. But for the ummah, it's not mandatory. If we do it, that is mustahab, that is love, that is light. Okay, that is the after 5 fard prayer, which is most liked and appreciated, that is tahajjud prayer. That will be mentioned in this surah. And also Muzzamil is from Zai Mim Lam. Actually the word was Mutazammil, but that assimilate and it becomes Muzammil. And Tazamul means wrap. So here wrap one's cloak or blanket, to wrap oneself in the cloak or blanket. What does it mean? Tazammul means to wrap oneself in cloak or blanket. And these are all taken from the dictionary. We have Arabic dictionary. In that you could see one word. Let me tell you, in Arabic, root word will be there, literal meaning will be there, linguistic meaning will be there. Okay, we'll see how it will change. And what is the purpose when somebody covers with the cloak or wrapping with the blanket? What is the purpose behind it? To hide yourself, or because of fear, or because of cold. Now because of cold we are covering ourselves, and sometimes we put the hoodie also, cloak. So that's how. But here Zumal means one who is afraid, weak. And here Zummala, it's Zummal is person da'if, weak or aged. What happened? When you are da'if, when you are aged person, what will happen? Because of your age, you feel very weak, and because of that age, you feel cold. Compared to other people don't feel that, isn't it? So that's how Arabs are so intelligent people. They took out meaning from that. You understand that? And this, when revealed, this surah, he asked, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam asked his wives, Zammiluni, wrap me, cover me. So here, first hukum, Ya ayyuhal muzammil. Ya ayyuha is a harf nida. O you. Who is addressed here? Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Muzammil. And here Muzammil, one who is wrapped or one who is covered. In Arab culture, there is one more thing you have to understand. Like, they will address with particular, that kind of status. Like, example, once Ali radiallahu anhu, he was in masjid, and he went there, and he was wrapped with the dust because he was lying there. And how in the Arab, they don't have carpets like this. Just imagine that moment of time. So he was addressed, Ya Turabu, one who is with the dust. And remember Abu Huraira, why his name was Huraira? Hur means cats. He loved cats. Everywhere he used to have those cats. So he was called Abu Huraira, father of the cats. That was the it's like a nickname. So here Muzammil is calling with the love, with the affection. Who is calling? Allah is calling with the affection and love. Because Allah loves Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam so much. Ya ayyuhal muzammil, O you who wrap himself in clothing. Qum layli illa qalila. Qum is from qaf wa mim, qama yaqumu. Stand layla in night, illa except qalila. Qalila is little. So here asking Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to stand in the night prayer, recitation of the Quran, Qiyamul Layl, all those things will be mentioned. So here indirectly it means means you have to throughout the night except little stand in pray, little layl all or illa is there. But here when you say illa, that is an exception. So what are the things? It will be part of the night, or like when you are worried, what you do? You want to stand whole night, isn't it? So half of the night, because how you know half of the night? When we see the following ayah number 3, nisfahu awin qud minhu qalila. Nisf, everybody knows what is nisf. Nisf of the juz. Nisf is half. And aw or in qud, less than that, less than the half. And minhu, from it, qalila, a little. So here half of it or subtract from it little. Mathematically you can do. So here increase on top of that half, or 2/3, 3/4, or exactly half. Just close the door because, and here aw is given, choice is given. Sometimes you don't know how much time has passed. If you don't see the watch, just imagine that time they don't have watches like now. So if the opinion is, one of the opinion is you don't know how much, but still you are doing it. Okay, and let me explain regarding this. Half of the night means if you take out the average of half of the night will be 4 hours. Okay, but half and half of it you can take, and you can take 3/4 and so on and so forth. But for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to do so much ibadah, like half his feet will be swollen, because for him it was mandatory, which is called fard. Okay, but for the ummah it is liked, it's appreciated. But why it said in nisfu anqid minhu qalila, means some of the sahaba, they were with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam doing with him exactly, you know, that much ibadah they used to do, means along with him, doing with the, you know, with him. And some they do at home, because this is a voluntarily doing it, it's not we are doing with the jama. But have you noticed when you go to Saudi for tahajjud also, they will do the azan and they will have that, because that is from the sunnah, they are following the sunnah. So here we see that, and after that it says aw zid alayhi warattilil qur'ana tartila, or add to it and recite the Quran with measured recitation. This ayah is very important. Aw or zid is added, it's from ziyada, and alayhi to it, warattil and recite Quran tartila with the tartil, with the rhythmic manner. So here tartil is from ratila, te re te lam, tartil. Ratila, to be in good or arranged manner or a beautiful manner, tartil. I can give you example, like, you know, in a bookshelf, just somebody go and inform, like
this is one child actually.
he can come and sit with him, or
Is his mother around here?
yeah, just inform her please. So here tartil, like a bookshelf is there and all the books are not arranged like, you know, how we arrange smaller to bigger, but it's tartil means arranging that manner. Okay, so that's how the tartil will be, and arrange beautifully, and arrange, it should look nice and also look beautiful and very distinctive and clear. If you arrange it, can you see that, oh, this book is this and this is this, the same way it will be arranged and clear, and components of speech is clear and utterance is clear. So Ar-Razi said tartil fil kalam is the one part followed by the other. This is the opinion of the Razi, like every word, every letter clearly. Okay, and second main thing is collect, readily recitation, and also tamakkus with pause, and also beautify way, pausing on the right places. Do you know, if you don't pause on the right places, it will change the meaning. So you have to pause on the right places. And Khazin said tawakkuf means pause, and also he said tarassul. Tarassul is like, measured way. And tahammul, read without, haste. And ifham is from fahm, to read with the understanding. Have you noticed when some qari reciting some quras, when they recite it, they weep, and sometimes they feel that awe in their recitation, and we could feel that. Like most of us, we don't understand every ayah of the Quran, but when we see that in the recitation, that feeling, we understand, oh, this is talking about Jahannam. This is about punishment. And then we could feel that. So here this ayah number 4 is so important. Not only like one after another, here Allah is explaining what the tartil should be. And Ali radiallahu anhu said tartil means tajweedul hurf, giving the hurf all the, what is tajweed? Jawwada yujawwidu tajweed, like adopting the tajweed, rules and regulation of the tajweed. That is. And recite every letter properly, giving its haqq. And wa marifatul wuquf, to know where to stop and when to stop. Have you seen those signs where we have to stop, and we stop that time only and there only? Why? Because we don't want to change the meaning. And also stopping is must, because we feel very heavily, isn't it? If you recite it, one after another, you feel that heaviness in your chest. And Ibn Abbas said, openly articulate. When you open your mouth, some huruf you have to open your mouth widely. Some huruf you just close it. And sometimes we use lips. So, we know that, huruf-e-halqi, we have to use the throat letters. And for lisan, we have to use the tongue. Sometimes for heavy letters, you have to raise it. You don't have to raise it, and you have to keep the smile for the light letter. We know all the details, isn't it? That's the thing. Hassan Basri said he saw a man reciting the Quran and he was weeping. So it means he could understanding it, and comprehending that. And tartil, understanding and comprehension. From this we understand that. So it is with mind and heart, isn't it? Even though you don't understand, sometimes you go through some ayahs and you feel, no, I should see what is the meaning of this. Isn't it? Many times we felt that, and we turn around and we see, oh, this is the message, and you could feel that awe in your heart. Subhanallah. And Al-Kham said he heard recite beautiful manner. This is tartil. Somebody was reciting it very beautifully. Have you noticed some people, they recite so calmly? The other day I came to ICM, and one younger girl, she was reciting. It was so pleasing to my ears, so nicely. Each harf she was giving the proper haqq. And most of them who recites Quran nicely, I feel their voice also beautiful. I think that is the kalam of Allah that makes their voice beautiful. And I notice all my Quran tajweed teachers, their voice are so beautiful whenever they recite, because of that kalam, I think. And Ibn Masud said, do not scatter as a sand. When you see dry sand, how it will be scattered, like hastily you doing it. Oh, I want to complete this chapter. For example, yesterday was Friday, and we are thinking, oh, I have to complete Surah Al-Kahf, so I have to recite it in the hastiness. Alhamdulillahillazi anzala ala abdihi al-kitab. Not that. Alhamdulillahillazi ala abdihi al-kitab. Giving proper harf and stopping where you have to stop. And haraka also you are changing it. When we listen to the different quras, we feel that, oh, this is heavy letter, this is light letter. Even sometimes when I'm doing something in the kitchen or some cleaning or something, I try to listen to the different quras. And then that time I could feel, oh, this is the letter he's saying, and I go and see what letter it was. Because sometimes when we say, the other person don't understand what we are actually saying. Especially Asians, Indo-Pak, they have this problem in the harakas of the Quran. So these are the different opinions. And Prophet ﷺ do not make Quran to something to recite on, or to incline on. Being a student of the Quran, I notice, because we have the Quran workbook every time with us, and we think it's okay to lie down. No, it's not. You can't do that. But in haram, you might have seen some people making the pillow. We are not supposed to, because this is so heavy. What it says, Surah Al-Hashr, if it put on the mountain will go inside. That's how it was. We can't disrespect this Quran. So here also there's an ayah in which it says haqqa tilawatihi. In Ibn Kasir, if you see for this ayah number 4, there's so much detail has been given, the way of reciting the Quran. Warattil al-Qur'ana tartila. So how the tartil should be. So one of the hadith, it says, Zayyunul Qur'ana bi aswatikum. Beautify the Quran with your voice. When you recite it, especially I notice our children, when they recite so beautifully. Compared to us, they excel, because they take exactly the same way. So this is like Zuyyin al-Quran. And also, Laysa minna man lam yanqanna bil Quran. He is not of us who does not chant nicely with the recitation of the Quran. Who is saying? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying he is not from us, because one who is not giving the proper haqq. So this is so important about this. We have to recite the Quran the way it has to be. So the 4th ayah is so important, the recitation. And most of the time when we explain tajweed rules, always we refer this ayah, most of the time. And there are different references also given in Surah Al-Furqan, ayah number 32, Waratila nahnu tartila, how it has been in the tartil. And Surah Al-Isra, ayah number 106, Quran separated by intervals. You may recite prolonged period. So how it has to be prolonged period. So here we see different way of recitation, but the main point here we see is we have to recite in a proper manner, so that you should understand. Don't be hasty in finishing the Quran. And next ayah we see, Inna sanulqi alayka qawlan saqila. Inna, indeed we, sanulqi, you will cast, alayka, upon you, qawlan, a word, saqila, heavy. Saqil, this word we use in Urdu also, saqal. Saqil ghiza, we use to say that, saqil, the same word, sa, qaf, lam, saqil, heavy. So here when we talk about magnificent of the Quran, inna sanulqi alayka qawlan saqila, verily we shall send down to you a word saqil. Al-Hasan and Qatada, these are mufassir, mufassir of the Quran, and they give their opinion. The action with it, it has also been said that it means it will be heavy at the time of its revelation due to its magnificent. When it was like wahi is coming, how it will be. This is similar to what Zaid bin Thabit said. He said, Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam received some revelation while his thigh was on the top. They were sitting one another, next to one another, was on the top of my thigh, and my thigh was almost crushed. It was so heavy. When revelation comes, he felt that as if the thigh will break. That's how it was. Imam Ahmad recorded from Abdullah bin Amr that he said, I asked Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, O Messenger of Allah, do you feel anything when revelation comes to you? Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I hear a ringing bell. If you go through Ulumul Quran, there is a subject, vast subject. In that you will learn different ways of wahi and how the wahi comes. It's a detail. We had that subject, but it's really tough one. but has the complete detail. That's the sciences of the wahi, how it will be. And then I remain quiet when that occurs. There has not been a single time that revelation has come to me except that I thought that my soul was about to taken away like a death. That's how it was so heavy. So this is Saqila. So we understand the revelation. Okay. Ahmad was alone in narrating this. In the beginning of Surah Al-Bukhari, recorded from Aisha and Al-Harith bin Hisham, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how does the revelation come to you? So what Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, sometimes comes to me like ringing of a bell, and it is more severe upon me than the state. Just a minute. My co-sister, she does tajweed, and she will be here inshallah soon, and meanwhile will complete it. So here Aisha radiallahu anhu, she was narrating this hadith, and she said sometimes it's like a ringing of a bell, and it is more severe, okay, upon him. Then this state passes away from me after I have grasped what is inspired. Sometimes the angel comes to me in form of a man, talks to me, and grasps whatever he says. Who is saying? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is explaining this condition because being a wife, she knows a lot, and she is narrating this thing. And Aisha radiallahu anha added, verily I saw him receiving revelation, and I noticed the sweat dropping. You could see the sweat dropping from his forehead on a very cold day. If it's very cold, do you expect that sweat? No, but it was cold and it was going on as revealed as the revelation. This is the wording recorded by Al-Bukhari, authentic narration by the Bukhari and Imam Ahmad. And the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam received any revelation, he was on his riding animal. Just imagine, he was on a riding animal now. It would begin moving its jiran intensely. The jiran is the bottom of the neck. And Ibn Jarir chose the interpretation that the revelation is heavy in both ways simultaneously. And it means he could feel that heaviness, and also that animal. And animal will bend down because of that heaviness. That's how the revelation. So we learn from different hadith how heavy it will be. So what is inna sanulqi alayka qawlan saqila? Now you could understand saqil. And now by the end of the class you should learn few words. Saqil. Saqil means heavy. I repeated so much, so you could able to. And inna means indeed we. Inna is one inna, but other inna is inna. Do you understand what I mean? Just inna without alif is indeed, but with alif, inna with two haraka will be indeed we. So at least by end of the class 4 words you should learn, because this is the book of Allah and we are reading the translation. But why don't we taste that words? Why don't we it's like when you love your friend, even though she don't speak proper language what you speak, but still you try to understand it. You will see the dictionary, and these days you have that apps in the phone and you see it. But we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so much. Why don't we understand that? Because I want my students to relate to those words. I don't want just reading this translation, tafsir, that's it. No, by the end of the day it should be there. Inna means indeed we. And saqilan, and this is nakira. Whenever fatha, damha, kasra, fathatain, dammatain, kasratain is there, just few words I'm going to say, just grasp it. Later on you will understand. Saqil, it can be heavy in any way. We have seen different ways of saqil. Okay. And now the next ayah, what it says, inna nashiyata layla hiya ashaddu wat'an wa aqwamu qila. Inna, this inna is different. This is inna. It's not inna. Okay, inna is indeed. So how many words we learn? 3 words we learn. And nashiyata, rising. And layla, night. Layl also it's easy. Suratul Layl, Qiyamul Layl. Layl means night, and we keep this name also, night. Here it, ashaddu, very hard. But if you notice here, grammatically, here is it or she, because some of the words in Arabic are it or she. They are muannas, feminine. Ashaddu is like, very hard. One is you say hard. Why very? Because of ashaddu. It's not shadidun. Just I'm giving the difference. Shadidun is, it can be hard. Any way of hard. Ashaddu is more hard. Very hard. Like, ashaddu. Wat'an, the most potent. And aqwamu, most suitable. Qila, in words. So here if we see the running translation, indeed the hours of night are more effective for concurrence of heart and tongue and more suitable for words. This is the, talking about the night, how the things will be. The virtue of standing at night for prayer. Verily, rising nashia at night is better for understanding and more suitable for speech recitation. So Umar ibn Abbas and Ibn Zubair all said the entire night is nashia. What they said? Nashia is entire night. Mujahid and others said the same. It is nasha when a person stands at night to pray. In one narration from Mujahid, he said, it is after Isha prayer. Okay. And also this was also said by Abu Qatada. He said, the point is that nashia of the night refers to its hours and times. So if you notice, in the night time you have so much tranquility. Children are sleeping, husband is sleeping, and we get complete concentration and we can do how much we want. And here the hours of it called nashia, so refers to the people of time, period of the time, how much it will be. The purpose of this is that standing in the night for the prayer, better for training our heart. It's not tahajjud is only for, Ramadan time. No, this is a training at least once a week. Once a month at least. Don't think we are in 30s or 40s, still we have so much time. No, this is the time. Build up. Build it. Build up very strongly. We think, after, 50, 60, I'm going to do it. Who knows we'll be alive or not? Who knows? If you are young, you are in teens, for children also, for girls I'm saying, just try it once a month. Just try it. You feel peace and tranquility, girls. You feel very nice. This is a weapon for you. At least in 2 months once, that we can do. How we can train our girls? If we do it, our girls or boys, same thing. Like if we do it, they will do it definitely. You keep on doing it with continuity. One day they will definitely say, okay, mommy, can you wake me up before the Fajr? Like tahajjud, 20 minutes before, 30 minutes. I'm not saying just like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam 4 hours, at least 30 minutes before, 20. Everybody wants some gadgets. I want that, I want this. For that, wake up and ask Allah majesty. Allah will put in your parents' heart, make the things easy. So do that, inshallah. Meaning more comprehensive. Yeah, ashaddu wat'an wa qawma qila. And then here when it says meaning more comprehensive for the matter of performing the recitation and better for understanding it, then it's recitation of the day. Because the daytime is the time for disperse. Fantashiru. In Suratul Jummah it says, disperse and do the work. And we are busy. In Quran and Sunnah, Allah never says, don't do the work, just go and sit on the mountain and start doing ibadah there. No, it's not like that. You have to see whatever the daily chores, that is also ibadah. When you wake up in the morning, make a intention. This is also a ibadah. Allah will make that thing ibadah. Whether you are going to work, whether you are busy with the children, anything, Allah will make it easy, and that will be your part of the ibadah. So here we were talking like how it has to be comprehensive and all those things. Here rising in the night time is better, and aqwam is from more suitable and more easy to understand, do it that moment of time. But nasha is from noon sheen hamza nash, to rise, to emerge, how seeds are spread, nasha'a, and how the trees will grow and spread, that's how it will be. Nashia is ism, to wake up after sleeping any time in the night. That is the condition. Don't think, oh, I was playing a game, I was busy, I'm doing tahajjud. That also fine. But what is more liked, what is more appreciated, when you sleep and wake up after Salatul Isha. And vata is, to trample one's foot. Vata. It's from Vaw, Ta, Hamza. And here, difficulty, hardship. So when you wake up in tahajjud, is it hard? Yes, it is. We can't deny, no, it's not. It is hard. Especially these days, when you open the tap, especially the hot water, cold is coming. Oh, come on. And we are scared. Oh, don't want to waste the water, isn't it? But still going on, but no hot water is there. We have to do wudu with cold water only. Can't help it, right? But Allah knows how much ajr we are getting. Subhanallah. So here, watan and prayer of the night. Here we have more harmony that time. And aqwam is from qaf wa mim, more proper, more statement. Qeel is the recitation. So all words have so much elaboration and so much beauty. Each word, aqwam, qila, all the things. So Allah is pleased with three people. What is? When they wake up in the night, everybody is sleeping, they pray. And the other thing, doing proper salah. The other thing is making rows in the battlefield. The second one is making rows in the salah, and the third is in the battlefield. The last two are difficult, isn't it? When you make the rows, the sister gets upset. Oh, why is she doing? Why is she pushing me? Because that's the part of the religion, and they don't understand, and they feel bad, especially when feet to feet, and they don't understand. But we know, don't feel bad, because what we learn in the starting, this is dawat ilallah. So dawa, calling Allah towards calling people towards Allah. So don't feel bad. I'm expecting that sister, when she comes here, just let me know. So she knows that we usually do at musalla, but she should be just open the door when she is here. She'll know. Yeah, just go and sneak, because these 8 children, we don't know. Sometimes they go out, and all the vehicles are there outside. So here, when we see the next ayah, inna laka fi nahari sabhan tawila. Indeed, for you by day is prolonged occupation. So here also in this ayah, inna, indeed, again the same. La is one word and ka is one word. Laka, for you. Ka means you. When somebody is talking, ka means you. But ka is what kind of? It is for male. Ki means female. Iyakum, iyaki, iyak, that. Okay. And fin nahar, layl and nahar, we say morning and evening. Nahar is day. And sabhan, occupation, tawila, prolong. And we use this word tawil, prolong, and this. So for day is prolonged occupation. It's hard, isn't it, in the daytime? So inna laka fi naharan sabhan tawila, verily for you in the day is lengthy. Sab. Ibn Abbas, Ikrama and others said that a long amount of leisure time, and Qatada said leisure, aspiration and activities. You are so busy, and you won't be able to do it. So here, verily for you in the day is lengthy sab. This means for your needs. Therefore leave the night open for your religious devotion in the night time. Allah said this is when the voluntary night prayer was obligatory. But this is for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For us, it's not voluntary. It is after 5. If you do it, that will be good for you. Then Allah blessed His servants, lighten the matter and remove its obligation. It was there before, but later on it was abrogated. Okay, it's not for us. Then He recited qumil layli illa qalila. What is the reference? Because here it says stand to prayer all night except a little, not the whole night. And then he recite inna rabbaka ya'lamu annaka. This is in surah number 73, ayah number 20. What it says? Verily your Lord knows that you stand less than 2/3 of the night or half of it. Allah knows how much he stands. And there is one more reference. So recite it. What is easy? This is in surah number 73, ayah number 20. So whatever waqara'u ma tayassara minhu, whatever is easy for you. Maybe somebody is reciting in 2 rakas short surahs, that's also fine. At least adopt this thing of waking up in the tahajjud time. And then there is one more reference here, surah number 17, ayah number 79. And tahajjud is some part of the night. Also offer the salah with it, an additional prayer for you. It may be that your Lord will raise you to maqam mahmud. Wa min al-layli fatahajjada bihi nafilatan laka asa ay yab'asaka rabbuka maqaman mahmuda. And who will be there on maqaman mahmud? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we want to meet him there. He will be near Kausar, river Kausar. But if we qualify, then only we can meet him. Otherwise, we don't. And here we learn from different, opinions of the Mufassir. They say what they think about it. So we should adopt the tahajjud prayer. Wazkur isma rabbika wa tabtal ilayha tabtila. Wazkur means it's from zikr. And remember, zal kafra, isma, we all know name, isn't it? We learn one more word, isma. And rabbika, rab is one word and ka is one word. Rab plus ka, they join and make 2 words, rab, rabbika. So your Rab. And vatabtal, and devote yourself, and vow with fatha. This is for connecting the ayah. It says and vow with fatha. Sometimes it comes in the starting of the ayah, that is by, for the qasma. But here when it's coming in the middle of the ayah, it's for and. Sometimes it's for while. Depending on the ayah, the word of the meaning changes. Try to notice that. Vattabala ilayhi, to him, just for he, it is him. Okay, tabtila, with devotion. And remember the name of your Lord and devote yourself to him with complete devotion. When you are doing tahajjud, when you are doing other prayers, do it with complete devotion. Like half-hearted and your mind is somewhere and you are thinking about something. Don't do that. Especially I noticed when we are occupied with something and we started doing our prayer, we don't have that khushu in the prayer. Especially when we keep something over the stove and we started praying, and it happens that our mind is over there. Either you sim it and then started doing it, or you can do it later. How much time you will need for the prayer, especially Maghrib time? I know after that you have dinner time and so on. You want everything to be ready, but you have to have that concentration because you want full marks from our Lord, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, isn't it? So do it with the devotion. Batala means to cut something. Be, te, lam, batala, to cut something or separate from the rest. Batala shay, to cut something. So here you are cutting yourself and you are devoted towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So means here completely you are giving the haqq. So what happens during the daytime you are occupied with the children, with the other stuff, but this time you are giving the haqq. It's between Rabb and the person, so give that haqq. And here in later on we see wasbir ala ma yaquluna wahjurhum hajran jamila. Wasbir, and do sabr, patience. Sabr we all know. We left one. Rabbi, okay. Rabbul mashriqi wal maghrib. Rabb is Rabb, okay, Lord. Al-Mashriq is the east. We all say Mashriq and Maghrib, isn't it? Mashriq is east and Maghrib is west. La, there is no ilaha, any God except huwa, him. Fattaqizuhu wakila. And yeah, she's here, inshallah. So here, have you noticed, completely it changes the topic. Till now it was talking about tahajjud prayer and concentrating, but Allah is talking about Rabbul Mashriq wal Maghrib, la ilaha illahu fattakhizu wakila. There is no God except Allah, and He is the Lord of the heaven and earth. Such a huge heaven and earth. What left? Nothing. So it's the intro of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Huwa fattakhizu wakila. And He is the disposer of all the affairs, isn't it? Something happens, Hasbi Allahu wa ni'mal wakil, ni'mal Mawla, ni'mal Nasir. Hasbi Allahu la ilaha illa alayhi tawakkaltu wa rabbul arshil azim. We recite all this dua. We really mean it. We are putting all the affairs, wakil, and we are doing tawakkul on Allah. Complete tawakkul. Many times nobody solves any problem. You call your friend, your family, they say, oh, make dua, it will help. The other day I was noticing, when somebody is very sick, that time you do ibadah so much and you literally beg to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah, you can only cure. So how much we are dependent on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And after that, wasbir. And who is asked to do the sabr? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's a very patient person, he has so much sabr. And sabr is what? Habsul nafs. You are stopping your nafs, you are stopping yourself. And ala ma yaquluna, whatever they say, yaquluna is from qawl, and whatever they say, wahjurhum, and leave them, avoid them. Wahjur from hijr, ha jim ra. So when you do hijra, what you do? You go from one place to another. But here, wahjurhum, two ways, tangible and intangible. Tangible way, literally, you leave that place. When in Surah Al-Furqan it comes, when Jahilun address you, what you do? Qalu salama, and you move on. The same way, these people are Jahilun. It's not mentioned here, I'm just giving the reference of Surah Al-Furqan. Wahjurhum, Allah is saying, leave them. Don't feel bad. And literally also, he moved to Medina because persecution was so severe in Makkah when he left Makkah. It wasn't easy though. So when we are going through persecution, just imagine those 13 years and read the seerah. It will console your heart. Sometimes we feel that, right? Isn't it? In this country and also other countries, they are going through so much. When you read seerah, you will get that, your heart will be consoled. And hajran jamila, and hajran, avoidness, with jamil, with beautifully. One way is you are yelling at people and you are misbehaving, and then you are oh, now I'm doing sabr. As-sabru sabratul ula. Do sabr when calamity hits you, that moment of time. So here calamity is hitting to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah is saying, wahjurhum hajran jamila. You have to do the hajr. You have to, completely avoid them. So two ways of avoiding. One is very harshly and rudely. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was linta lahum. He was very lenient. He was very gracious. He was very calm. He was very nice. He never did that. And Jamila, beautifully. So Allah is saying this. This is the Amr. Imperative. Do this. It's not a choice. So what are the things here mentioned? Wasbir, do the sabr. Ala ma yaquluna, whatever they say. And wahjurhum hajran jamila, beautifully. So here we'll take a pause, and inshallah if we have time then we'll continue after the tajweed session. Jazakallah khairan kaseer. So inshallah, Sister Lamia is here. Yeah, just a minute.
How are you, sister?
zibina ula ni'mati wa milhum qalilan. So here, and leave me with the matter of the deniers, those of ease in life, and allow them respite a little. So here we see in the following ayah, wazarni wal mukazzibina ula ni'mati. Leave me alone to deal with the deniers, those who are in possession of good things of life, meaning leave me to deal with the rich rejectors who own great wealth, for verily they are more able to obey than others besides them. They are requested to give the rights of people because they have what others do not have. وَمِلْهُمْ قَلِيلًا, and give them respite for a little, meaning for a little while. This Allah says here, Surah number 31, ayah number 24, نِعْمَتُهُمْ قَلِيلًا ثُمَّ نَضْطَرَّهُمْ إِلَى عَذَابٍ غَلِيظٍ. We let them enjoy for a little, then in end we shall oblige them to enter a great torment. Azaban Ghaliz. And here Allah says, Inna ladaina ankalan, and verily with us are ankal. And what is ankal? These are the fetters. And Ibn Abbas and Ikrama says, and Jahim is a blazing fire. These are fetters, and that too, these fetters are kind of, when you tie an animal, how the fetters will be. It will be very thick, strong, rough, that kind of. And Jahim here, Vatam an za qudhi, and Jahim is a blazing fire. And Vataman, it is from tam, what we use for food. Later on in this ayah, we see inna ladaina ankalan wa jahima. So here inna, indeed, ladaina with us, ankal is the shackles, and jahima is the burning fire. In the ayah number 12 I am talking about. So when we see this in this ayah number 11 and 12, this is really scary, when Allah is saying that. So let me give you the in ayah number 11, mahil is from tamhil, to give respite. Give respite for little time. Don't become vengeful, so that they can realize. How in the seerah we have seen different example. Khalid bin Walid, he has given the time, and later on he was a believer. Even Amr bin As and Umar bin Khattab, they were given the time. First they were against the Islam, later on they changed. All were opposing Islam before, but later on they change. So Dai has to have the sabr, and you can't keep enmity for the others. This is deen of Allah. Ignore them, have sabr. Such heavy shackle. Here when we talk about from 12-13, in innal ladaina ankal and jahima, ankal is from nickel, fetters, shackle, those used to bind animals, like cow, how it is bind, shackle more strong and rough pieces. And here food of hellfire has been mentioned here. What is vajahima? And later on we see in ayah number 13, vataman, and food za, that ghussatin, chokes. Ghussatin is chokes. Va azaban alima, and that is painful azab and painful torment in ayah number 13. So here ghussa is ghassa ya ghusu, ghain sad, that which chokes, stuck, congested in the throat, stuck in the throat. Food characteristics, stuck in the throat, something dry or flaky, of something like a bone stuck in your throat, how you feel that kind of thing, it's explained here. In ayah number 14, yawma tarjuful arda wal jibalu wa kanat jibalu kasibam mahila. So yawma, on that day, tarjufa will quake. Rajfa, we have heard this word also, how the earthquake, it will literally shake. And what will shake? Al ard means earth. And wal jibala, and the mountains, wakana will become al jibalu, the mountain, kasibam, the heap of sand. Just imagine, if you grind something in the grinder, how it will be powdered. Yes, that way. Kasibam is a heap of sand. Mahila, it's pouring down. Just imagine Mahila pouring down just like a sand. So this is so hard. And earth shakens, mountain becomes, and later on we see Kasib, long wine dune of sand. Kasib is, and Mahil is from Ha Ya Lam, and Hail, to pour or sprinkle something. Hala Yahulu, which early flow like water, wind flows, dry sand dunes, sand, how it flows, where like mountains with solids firm, they will be flowing, like how it has become powdered, as I mentioned, like how you grind it in the grinder, the same way. And Mahil, shifting, falling down, piles of sand, moving like a water. Okay. And here we see like Vataman Zal Ghussi, and a food that chokes. Ibn Abbas said this means it will get stuck in the throat and it will not enter or come out. It is stuck in between. It is not swallowing and also not coming out. And Azaban Alima in ayah number 13, and Yawma Tarjuful Arda wal Jibalu, and a painful torment on the day when the earth and the mountains will tarjuf, shake, meaning they will quake. Wakanat al Jibalu Kasibam Mahila, and the mountains will be a heap of sand poured out, meaning they will become like hills of sands after they had been firm rocks, then they will be utterly destroyed and nothing will remain of them. They will occur until the entire earth becomes a flat land. No curvature will be seen in it. Thus, there will be no valleys, no hills. This means no part of it will be low or elevated. You understand how it will be like completely like a sand thing. And later on in ayah number 15, Inna arsalna ilaykum rasulan shahidan alaykum kama arsalna ila fir'auna rasula. Inna, indeed. Arsalna, we have sent, Allah has sent, ilaykum, towards you, a rasulan, messenger. Shahidan, he is from Sheen Hada, Shahid, a witness. Alaykum, upon you. Kama, as like Arsalna, we have sent, ila, towards Firauna, Pharaoh, rasulan, a messenger. So which messenger was sent towards Pharaoh? It was Musa alayhi salam. So your messenger is like a messenger of Pharaoh, and you know what happened to Pharaoh. Here address the disbelievers of the Quraysh, and along with them the rest of the mankind. When it says inna arsalna ilaykum rasulan shahidan alaykum, means we have sent to your messenger to be a witness over you, meaning witnessing your deeds. And here it says ka arsalna ila firauna rasulan, and after that it says fa asa fir'aunu rasula fa akhaznahu akhazan wabila. So here fa asa, disobeyed, ain swadya, firauna, rasula, the messenger, fa akhaznahu, akhaza hamza qazal, we seized him. Why him? Who? Because of who? Akhazan, seizure. Wabila, ruins, completely ruining it. So, but Pharaoh disobeyed the messenger, so we seized him with the ruinous seizure. So here completely Allah is explaining how Pharaoh was seized because he didn't believe. In ayah number 17 onwards, we see how the things becomes difficult because they were not believing it, how it will be. So why they are not believing it? Because that's how the people are. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is being console the heart. Ibn Abbas Mujahid said this means you should be aware of denying this messenger. It's like a warning to the people of Quraysh, and afflicted by that which befell to Pharaoh's people. You know how they were drowned and seized of the mighty power of Allah. So Allah says faqazullahu nakalan akhiratil wal ula. This is in surah number 79 and ayah number 25. So Allah seized him with the punishment for his last and the first transgression. So here, even more deserving destruction and ruin if you deny your messenger. Now this is back and forth. Now Allah is saying to the people of Quraysh, if you are denying your messenger, you're going to have the same consequences what Pharaoh people denied and how they were drowned. You understand? Okay. Because your messenger is a more noble and a greater than Prophet Musa, the son of Imran. This has been reported from Ibn Abbas and Mujahid. And then, فَكَيْفَ تَتَّقُونَ إِن كَفَرْتُمْ يَوْمًا يَجْعَلُ الْوِلْدَانَ شِيبًا. فَكَيْفَ means how. تَتَّقُونَ will guard yourself and have taqwa or fear in if kafartum you disbelieve. It's from kafara, yawman a day, yaj'alu it's from ja'ala will make, al wildan the children, shiba gray haired. So here then how can you protect yourself from the punishment if you disbelieve on that day will make the children gray headed. Ibn Jarir quoted in the recitation of Ibn Masud, how can you, O people, fear a day makes the children gray-headed if you disbelieve in Allah and do not testify to Him? So the first interpretation would mean, how can you attain safety for yourself from the day of this great horror if you disbelieve? If you could imply the meaning, how can you all attain piety if you disbelieve in the day of judgment and reject it? Both of this meaning are good, but the first interpretation is closer to the truth, and Allah knows best, And Yawma Yaj'ul Wildana Shiba, on that day will make the children gray-headed. So here, have you seen Shiba like gray hair? Sometimes because of the consequences in life, because of the hardship in life, you might have seen some children, their face become like old people, worries and stress and all. And here Shiba, gray hair. So people say even young children, they have the gray hair. Different mufassir, they say literally it will be a gray hair. Shiba is that kind of thing. And also look at the day, how it will be a great disaster, a great day. Just imagine if you are scared of something, you will get that goosebumps, isn't it? So that time even children, they are having a Shiba, they have the gray hair. So how can you fear if you disbelieve a day that will make the children wide haired? Means because of they are so much scared and worried and their hair becomes white. And as-sama'u munfatirum bihi kana waduhu maf'ula. As-sama, the heaven, munfatirum break apart, fatara, bihi there from kana is waduhu his promise, maf'ula wants to be fulfilled. The heaven will break apart therefrom, ever is his promise fulfilled. So now Allah is saying heaven will be breaking apart. There is no doubt about it. The threat of the day of judgment. Then how can you protect yourself? And also here talking about when heaven will broken, what will happen then? And later on it says, ayah number 19, Inna hazihi tazkiratum faman shattakhadha ila rabbihi sabila. Inna indeed, hazihi this tazkira is from zikr, reminder. Faman whoever sha'a wills, ittakhadha let him take ila to rabbihi his Rabb sabila a way. Indeed this reminder, whoever will make to this Lord a way. So here we see different disasters will happen, and finally how the things will be, and if you don't do that, what will be the end result for it. In ayah number 19 and 20 we see there is an admonition. Therefore whoever wills, let him take a path to his Lord. And here in ayah number 20, it's a longer ayah. Let me do the running translation and then I'm going to explain it. Verily your Lord knows that you do stand a little less than 2/3 of the night, or half the night, or a third of the night, and also a part of those with you. And Allah measures the night and day. He knows what you are unable to pray the whole night. So He has turned to you. So recite you of the Quran as much as may be easy for you. As much as easy for you. He knows that there will be some among you sick, others traveling through the land seeking of Allah's bounty. Different people are mentioned here, yet others fighting in way of Allah. So recite as much as of the Quran, as much as it is easy, and perform salah, give zakat, and lend to Allah handsome loan. And whatever good you send before you for yourself, and you will certainly find it with Allah better and greater in reward, and seek forgiveness of Allah. Here if we see this, I was saying about this ayah only. This is second ruku, and there's a difference of opinion, and it says this is in the Madani ayahs, and this is in the end of the Madani period. Okay, inna, indeed, rabbaka, your Rabb, ya'lamu, he knows, annaka, that you, taqumu, stand, adna, less, min sulusa, 2/3, layla wa nisfahu wa sulus, half of it or third of it. As I mentioned in the starting when we were doing the ayahs, how much nisfuhu or in qud, how much has to be half of it or less than half. The same thing has been mentioned here about doing the tahajjud, how much you have to do it. And here wata'ifatun, a group, minal lazina ma'aka, will be with you. So here some sahabas with Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be doing like how he is doing it, isn't it? Wallahu yuqaddiru layla wa nahara, and Allah yuqaddiru, determines the night and the day. Alima, Allah knows, he knows, and that lan tuhsuhu, you count it, fatawa alaykum, and turned alaykum to you, and whatever you count, fataba, and turned in repentance to you. Fa'aqra'u, it's from qara, to recite what they are, ma tayassru, whatever is easy, minal Quran, from the Quran. So here some are doing with Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, some sahabas they are doing excel, and some they are doing in the night, some are day alima annalan tuhsuhu, how much they are doing Allah knows. Fataba alaikum, if you know do lesser, Allah will have mercy on you, Allah will give you the forgiveness. But what is mentioned here, faqrahu, so recite ma tayassaru, whatever is easy for you, minal Quran, from the Quran. Alima an sayakunu minkum, alima, he knows, and that sayakunu, there will be, minkum, among you, marda. And now the different categories has been mentioned from here. Means some, first and foremost, some are marid, they are sick people. Wa akharu, and others, other than the marid, other than the sickness. Yadribu, it's from daraba. Here particularly yadribu fil ard means traveling through the land. One who is traveling, he's a traveler. So is it possible for a traveler to do the tahajjud prayer, nawafil? No, it's not, right? So this is the third category. First is marida, wa akharu, and the others. Third is yadribu fil ard. Then yabtaghuna min fadl, and the people who are seeking bounty and of Allah. Wa akharuna, and the others, yuqatiluna fi sabilillah, they are fighting in the way of Allah. So different categories has been mentioned, and these are the exceptions. Because of their schedule they won't be able to, but for last long, what is when you are in the normal, back to normal, then you can do the tahajjud. But tahajjud was compulsory, mandatory for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even some of the Sahaba they used to do along with him, and also privately at the home. The same thing we learn as a da'i, we want to adopt that, so that our iman becomes stronger and our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala becomes stronger. Okay, And here فَقَرَأُوا مَا تَيَسَّرُ مِنْهُ, again it was mentioned. فَقَرَأُوا, again recite. مَا تَيَسَّرُ مِنْهُ, whatever is easy for you, recite it. Then what else you should do? Like, for suppose these are the things and you were not able to, what else is there? وَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ, establish salat, do salah, do namaz. وَآتُوا zakat, and give zakat. So here not only compulsory 5 salah and also doing the nawafil and give the zakat. وَأَقْرِضُوا اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسْنًا, and give beautiful loan to Allah. What does it mean by this beautiful loan? Like whatever the spending you are doing for the sake of Allah, in the way of Allah, to spread the deen. Okay, like how we give money to spread the deen, that is the thing here talking about. وَمَا تُقَدِّمُ, and you send for لِأَنفُسِكُمْ, for yourself, min khairin, it is better for you, tajiduhu indallah, you will find it with Allah, huwa khair, and that is better for you, wa azama ajran, and a greater ajr, greater reward, wastaghfiru, and seek forgiveness of Allah, wastaghfirullah, inna allaha ghafurur rahim, indeed Allah is most forgiving and merciful. In the end, have you noticed, after talking about ajran azima, Allah says wastaghfirullah, ask forgiveness from Allah, and indeed Allah is most forgiving and merciful. These are the list of things, whether you are doing it, maybe you are not doing it properly, maybe you are lacking it, or you are doing it sometimes and you are not doing sometimes. For all those things, finally ask forgiveness with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah is most forgiving and merciful. So here this surah, that men of sound understanding receive admonition from. Inna hazihi, this means this surah, tazkira and admonition, and men of understanding receive admonition from it. Thus Allah says, فَمَنْ شَاءَ اتَّخَذَ إِلَىٰ رَبِّهِ سَبِيلًا, in ayah number 19. And then therefore let him take a path of his Lord. And وَمَا نَشَاءُونَ إِلَّا أَنْ يَشَاءَ اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلِيمًا حَكِيمًا. This is mentioned in surah number 76 and ayah number 30. This is like a reference to this ayah number 19. But you cannot will unless Allah wills. Verily Allah is ever all-knowing and all-wise. So abrogation of the obligation to offer the night prayer and mention of its valid excuses here. What I mentioned in the ayah number 20. All the details, quickly I'm going to again tell you. First of all, sometimes like this, sometimes like that, and all of this are done unintentionally. However, you all are not able to be consistent in night prayer, in the tahajjud, and Allah command you because it is difficult for you. Allah says, Wallahu yuqaddiru layla wa nahara, and Allah measures night and the day, meaning sometimes the night and day are equal, and sometimes one of them will be longer or shorter and then other. Alima an lan tahsuhu, he knows that you are unable to pray the whole night. Okay, and meaning the obligation which he prescribed for you. فَأَقْرَأُوا مَا تَيَسَّرُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ, so recite the Quran as much as it's easy for you. Sometimes you push yourself, you do mistake, you get tired. So here Allah is saying, do it with tayassur, meaning without specification of any set time. This means stand and pray during the night as much as is easy for you. And Allah used the term recitation, qira, to mean pray during the salah. And Allah says in Surah Isra, wala tajhar bisalatik, and offer your salah neither loud, meaning your recitation, wala taqafit, and not nor low voice. In ayah number 110, Surah Al-Isra is surah number 17. And here also says, he knows that there will be some among you sick, others traveling through the land seeking of Allah's bounty, yet fighting in the cause of Allah. All that mentioned. So here there will be a people of this nation who have excuses for not praying the voluntary night prayer. They are those who are ill, therefore they are not able to perform. Those who are traveling in the land, seeking the bounty of Allah. Those on the business and trade, and others who are busy.
which more important to them. Example of this ayah is going on expedition to fight in the way of Allah. This ayah rather is entire surah was revealed and is among the greatest of the signs of the prophethood, because it informs about the unseen matters of the future. Thus Allah says, فَقْرَؤُوا مَا تَيَسَّرُ مِنْهُ, recite as much of the Quran that will be easy for you. And then وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ, and perform salah and give zakat, meaning establish your obligatory prayers, 5 prayers, and pay your zakat. This is proof for those who say zakat was made obligatory in Makkah, but the various amounts of nisab, how much was to be given, was clarified in Al-Madinah. And Allah knows best. Ibn Abbas and Ikrama, this ayah abrogated the standing for prayer at night that Allah previously made obligatory for the Muslims. Okay, but it has been confirmed in 2 Sahih that Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to a man, "Khamsu salatin fi yawmil wa layla." 5 obligatory prayers during a day and a night are obligatory. Okay, the man said, "Is there anything other than this of prayer is obligatory upon me?" The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "La illa an tatawwa." No, except what you may do voluntarily. Like, after 5 prayers, whatever willingly, happily you are doing voluntarily. And then command to give charity and do good deeds. And akhridullaha qardan hasna, and lend to Allah handsome loan from charitable donation, for verily Allah will reward for the best and the most abundant of rewards. So Allah says in Surah number 2, ayah number 245, Man zallazi yuqridullaha qaradan hasanan fayudaifahu lahu ad'afan kasira. Who is he that will lend to Allah a goodly loan, so that he may multiply to him many times, ad'afan kasira. And then Allah says, وَمَا تُقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُم مِّنْ خَيْرٍ تَجِدُهُ عِندَ اللَّهِ وَخَيْرٌ وَأَعْظَمَ أَجْرًا. And whatever good you send before for yourself, you will certainly find it with Allah, and better and greater in reward. So whatever you are doing and sending ahead, you will find with the Allah, meaning for all you send before yourself, you will get it back, and it will be better than what you kept for yourself in the worldly life. And here ayyukum malahu ahabbu ilayhi min mali wa warasihi. So here, which of you hold his wealth to be more beloved to him than this wealth of their heirs? They said, O Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there is not a single one of us who does not hold his wealth to be more beloved to him than the wealth of their heir. Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam then said, "I'lamu ma taqulun." Know that what you are saying. They replied, "What do we know other than this, O Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam?" Then he said, "Innama malu ahadikum ma qaddama wa malu warasihi ma akhar." Means the wealth of one of you is only that which he sends for. All the amal he sends for, not the things what you are leaving behind. And the wealth of their heir is that which he leaves behind. And this is recorded in Bukhari. Means only good deeds will go with you. Whatever the things you are leaving, that will be for the heirs. It's not for you. And this is recorded in Bukhari. And Allah says, "Wastaghfirullah, inna Allaha ghafurur rahim." Ask, seek forgiveness from Allah. Verily Allah is most forgiving and most merciful. Meaning, remember him and seek forgiveness from him often for all your matters. Verily he is most forgiving, most merciful to whoever seeks his forgiveness. And this was the Surah Muzzamil, and we have seen ayah number 1 to 20. And the main theme of the surah was Dawat ilallah, calling people towards Allah. and how a da'i should be, how the recitation of the Quran we learn in the ayah number 4, and we have seen different references, we have seen different mufassir what they say about the recitation of the Quran, and how much you should stand in the tahajjud prayer. It's not like only in the Ramadan time you are doing tahajjud. It is there for the whole year. Just try it. Even for the young girls, I am saying, for the elders, all age people, just try it once a month, or every week, or once in 2 months. Try it. You will have that peace and tranquility, and you will have a strong connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because at that time Allah will be on the arsh and Allah will answer your prayers. It's like a direct dialing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't need anyone. You can ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can beg, and we all need forgiveness. Look at the surah, how it ends. Wastaghfirullah innallaha ghafurur rahim. Doing all the good things, still seeking forgiveness. So don't think like, if you are doing righteous good deeds, Allah should accept it. Keep yourself humble and beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah, please accept this. Because don't be boastful of having the good deeds. We don't know how it will be. Because wastaghfirullah, ask forgiveness from Allah after doing all the good. Inna allaha ghafurur rahim. Jazakallah khairan kaseera. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka.